Hey friends, Stephanie Williams here with Festive Creations by Stephanie. Today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect bow to put on top of your tree, on your gifts. And we're going to start with our ribbon. I'm also going to show you how to blend two rolls of ribbon together when you run out. So I'm going to be using a 1.5 inch ribbon, and I'm going to measure my tails out anywhere from 24 to 36 inches depending on the length that you want. You can also go longer or shorter. I'm going to be using my Dabra bow maker, and you see where I am adding an 8-inch loop. So I am measuring out that ribbon from that center point out 8 inches. You can also do this in a 7-inch loop, but I really like the 8-inch for the tree topper or the larger sizes. This will allow you to put 3 loops on each side. So on the left side, you'll notice that I have 3 loops. And on the right side, as I'm adding the ribbon down the center, I'm pinching and twisting it each time. Pinch and twist so that we always have the pretty side of the ribbon facing outward. Once I do the first row of 3 loops at 8 inches, I'm now coming back in and I'm doing a second row of 7-inch. So we're going to go in about 1 inch. We're using the same ribbon all throughout this bow. So we're going to measure in about 1 inch shorter than the row below it, and we're going to add 3 loops, again pinching and twisting as I'm going down into the center. All right, we're going to add the next stack. So we've done 3 loops on the bottom. We've done 3 loops on top of that, and now we're going to do another set of loops even on top of this. So we're going to have 3 rows, and again on the top row we're going to go about 1 inch shorter than the bow or the ribbon before, the loop before. So you're always stacking them just a little bit shorter as you get closer to the top. For this bow, we're just going to do the 3 rows. You can put 2 to 3 loops on each side for this last one, but you'll notice, wow, I just ran out of ribbon. So this spool is empty, but no worries. I'm going to show you how we're going to integrate another roll right into this one, because when you're making large bows, the typical roll of ribbon is about 10 yards that you can get at festivecreationsbystephanie.com. So your bow may require more than 10 yards. So we're just going to take the same ribbon and we're going to add a long tail. So if we did 24 inches, we're going to add another 24-inch tail, or 36, or whatever size you started out with. And we're just going to pinch, twist, and continue where we left off. And lo and behold, we've got our final loops. Now I'm going to take that tail of this bolt of ribbon and I'm going to do a small loop in the center and then measure out my 36 or 24 inches, whichever size you decided to go with. And it could be longer. It's okay. So once I get that measured out, I'm going to cut that off and we're done with that roll of ribbon. This is what it looks like, and here is that partial roll that we ended up with. I'm going to remove that tape, and we're going to actually make that part of our bow. So I will end up integrating that into the bow. But let's move on and show you some really cool tricks with how I am going to tie off this bow and fluff it. So I like to use floral wire. It's 22-inch, no, scratch that. It's 22 gauge floral wire. And you can find a link to that in the comments of this video. The floral wire I find works best for me. You can use things like pipe cleaners or zip ties, but when I want to add a bow to a mailbox or a lamppost or even the top of my Christmas tree, I like the floral wire, and I like to cut it super long so that I have enough to work with and I don't have to add on later. So now I've added my floral wire. I've twisted it around the center super tight as I can. Now I'm going to bring out my magic fluff box. Yes, that's what it's called, a fluff box. You can also find a link to this fluff box down below in the comments. So all this does is allow me to be hands-free. I add my bow to the fluff box with an eye hook and a little nail, And now I can work on fluffing the bow. So I'm pulling the ribbon along the edges where the wire is at, and I'm kind of lifting up as I'm pulling. I like to start at the bottom and spread out my loops to make it full and voluptuous. So that's what we're going to do, is we're just going to keep working with this. And all in all, it shouldn't take you but just a minute, 60 seconds or more. But as a newbie, don't worry, I spent quite a bit of time finding the perfect mixture of fluffing my bow. So no judging there, no judging at all. Once you have this completely fluffed out, then we're ready to remove it from the fluff board. Another helpful hint is your better quality ribbon will keep its shape so much better. Try to avoid those inexpensive ribbons. You will get so frustrated. So once we take this off of our board, we are ready to attach it to our lamppost, our chair rails, our mailbox, our gifts, our Christmas tree, wherever you want to decorate and have a beautiful space. Thanks, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And of course, you can find great quality ribbon at festivecreationsbystephanie.com. Go shopping and enjoy.